Hello and welcome to Mile High Reefers. I'm Scott Anderson. I've been getting a ton of requests for an update video on my powder blue Tang. Now, I was planning on making this video 2 or 3 days ago. All I had to do was a little maintenance in the fish room, then I was going to make this video. Well, things don't always go to plan. My biopellet reactor was getting low on biopellets, so I ordered more biopellets and soaked the biopellets in water in the bag they came in. My belief is that biopellets are the best way to keep nitrates low in the system. So I run a lot. There's a full liter here, and with all those tangs going in my tank, I want to keep my nitrates as low as possible. I also added new filters and resin to my RODI system. Then everything went totally wrong. My calcium reactor was leaking, so I decided to tear it apart and fix it. Upon disassembly, I noticed that the pipe feeding into the body of the calcium reactor felt loose. I gave it a light twist, hoping to unscrew it, even though it was glued, and the pipe snapped off at the acrylic. At this point, I was devastated. I mean, how could a pipe break off there? This sucks. And how the hell am I gonna fix that? I checked the local stores. They didn't have the tools to fix it. I called friends. They didn't have the tools to fix it. And then I called my dad. My dad had the tools to fix it. What are the odds of that? So because my dad had the right tools, I was able to drill the broken piece out and retap it. The crisis was over. I had a good looking hole. I decided to rebuild the manifold for the calcium reactor. I drilled a hole in a new T and tapped a new hole for the carbon dioxide feed line. I then put a new pipe into the calcium reactor with a new union. So you're gonna have to forgive the sound. I have the air conditioning running in the house and the tank's running. But I'm really happy with the way this manifold turned out. I've got a union for the pipe feeding into it. Anytime I need to service the tank in the past and I've had to pull the hose off, it never wants to come off easily. So now I can just take it off with a union. Super simple, super easy. The piece that feeds into the calcium reactor ended up having to be worked on 2 or 3 times. The hole after drilling it out was slightly bigger than it was originally. So I've got a ton of Teflon tape on here holding the water back, and it's actually doing a really nice job. I got no leaks now. So I'm really happy with that. The other thing I did was I added a union onto the pump side of the calcium reactor. These pumps have to be serviced once in a while. By having a union here, it makes it really easy for me to pull that pump and service it. And if you didn't see last time, this union follows up to the probe for the pH. This allows me to control the amount of carbon dioxide going into this calcium reactor. Now that there are no leaks and everything is modded to my liking, this calcium reactor is rocking it, and I think it looks great. Now that we've done the maintenance and the fish are ensured the best water quality possible, let's check out the new Desertini sailfin and powder blue tangs. The Desertini sailfin continues to do really well in the QT. He's been in there about 10 days being treated with copper. I'm tempted to put him in the display now, but my brain's telling me, hold off, give him a little more time in there. He's shown no signs of parasites. He's been doing really well. He's eating well. And for all you haters out there, this system works well. I am keeping a large fish in quarantine, and I'm doing water changes every 5 or 6 days without a problem. If you caught the latest episode of Reef Talk and watched it all the way through, you know what's going to replace this Desertini in the QT tank. If you didn't watch Reef Talk, watch Reef Talk, and you'll know exactly what's going to be in here. Don't want to watch Reef Talk? You'll see in a week or 2. Here's the part everybody's been waiting on. How's the powder blue doing? Well, he's doing great. He's gone into the tank, and he's acclimated really well. Now, powder blues have a reputation for being aggressive fish. Now, this guy's relatively small compared to the other tangs in my tank, and he's shown no aggression to anybody. He's been a model citizen. He's doing really well. The only minor problem he's had is he's gotten a small amount of ick on him. This isn't surprising. I put him in QT and got rid of the ick that he came in with, But of course, as everybody knows, there was already ick in this tank. Everybody in my tank wasn't showing signs of it, but clearly there was still ick in my tank. So when this powder blue went in, he picked up a few parasites. So far, it's been very minor and everything's basically under control. So I'm very hopeful that he'll be able to develop his slime coat and beat the ick off in the Reef tank, just like everybody else has. I will note that since the powder blue has gone in, stress levels have gone up and I've seen ick on the purple Tang. Now, smart thing is take everybody out, go fallow on the tank, and defeat the ick completely, permanently. I don't have a good way to do that right now, so that's not going to happen. But this powder blue is doing really good in my tank, and I'm hopeful for the future. So now it's late in the day, and the Tangs need to eat. So I figured I'd leave everybody with some gratuitous feeding video. Thanks for watching this episode of Mile High Reefers. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you